Okay, last question with our last few minutes here. This person asked, they've heard about artificial wombs, and that could be a reality in the next few decades. Wouldn't this be a good alternative to things like unplanned pregnancies instead of abortion? What's the TBU take on this kind of technology?
We are incredibly concerned about the development of things like artificial wombs. Yeah, could it have some applications that could benefit children? Perhaps a situation where there's preeclampsia or some kind of reason why the mother needs to deliver and the child is not yet ready to live outside the womb. Could you transfer the child to an artificial womb and then reduce the number of weeks that they have to be in the NICU? Great. Okay, a woman doesn't want to carry the pregnancy, so then she transfers the baby to an artificial womb at 12 weeks. Okay, so that's kind of like the best case scenario. Here's the problem. I don't know if a baby's going to survive that. Babies are not meant to live in machines. Part of their development is being exposed to the light and the dark, the movement, the sound, the smells, right? A lot of their muscle development takes place pushing against the walls of the uterus and the different movements of the mother. And so I don't know if artificial wombs will ever be successful, but if they are, overwhelmingly they will be exploited because of the three things that you need to create a baby in a laboratory: sperm, egg, and womb. Wombs are the hardest thing to get to. They are the most expensive, hardest to find material when it comes to the baby assembly line. And it is very difficult to get women to agree to rent out their bodies for 9 months. That is why we find economically vulnerable women in Mexico or Nigeria or the Philippines to do it for us. It would be so much easier if we could cut women out of this gestational process altogether. And then we wouldn't really have anybody resisting us if we say, we don't like that this child is developing or has now been diagnosed with some kind of special need, and we would like to eliminate them because we don't want a cleft palate child. Sometimes the surrogate mother is the only one that says, wait a second, I love this baby. I'm not going to let you abort it. I'm not going to let you selectively reduce it. And it would be a lot easier if we didn't have an actual human female who's bonding to this baby to get in the way if we don't like the product that's developing. So I've written about this at Public Discourse. I've done some interviews about it, especially with Seth Gruber, where we go into detail. We think that this is going to be absolutely terrible for children and probably enable mass human rights abuses against the preborn.